3, 2, 1, now. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thanks so much indeed for joining me back here on the live stream. It's twitch.tv, broadcasting out of the UK. You with Tim's a pilot. We're currently on the ground at Bilbao in northern Spain. We're in a private jet today, the MSFS A318 100. Taking a flight down to Porto on the western coast of northern Portugal. A few things to do in the cockpit before we get underway, but yeah, thank you very much indeed for joining us here once again, and don't forget it's Jetstream TV UK, Jetstream TV channel on YouTube. So we'll make a few tweaks here in the cockpit. Flight plan is plumbed in. We'll need to make a few checks on that before we depart, making sure the PFD and everything else is sorted. Bear with, please, guys. Increase the ND range there. Make sure all the lights are on. On. Okay, on. Nav lights, wing lights, beacon lights, and strobes all on. Excellent stuff. Lovely day here in Bilbao. It should be a nice flight down to Porto, around about 40 minutes, 45 minutes today. Bear with me 2 seconds, let's just get everything sorted here. Okay, let's get them bad boys configured for takeoff. 1, 2, make sure we're in. There we are, that's all good. Nose captain's view on the dashboard, that's fine. Right, let's go into the FMC. It's not very bright, is it? Bear with me. There we go, that's much better. Right, we have got some high ground around here, so we'll get the terrain on ND switched on. Initially climbing out to 10,000, and we'll go up at 2,500 feet per minute on the climb, and the speed will go with managed. That's all well and good. Down to the FMC. Oh, quite bright today, can't really see much. Flight plan, really can't see much on that at all, to be honest, where the sun's coming into the cockpit. We just need to check for any flight discontinuities. If we just move forward slightly and get out of that sun, it's going to brighten up the display. Or how do you brighten up display on the FMC? That's good to know, wouldn't it? Right, bear with, guys, 2 minutes. Don't see any gaps in the flight plan there. We can check it when we're en route, but it's looking good for our departure. Right, all good. FMC's ready to go. 10,000 feet is set. External view. Yeah, there we have it, guys. The MSFS A318 100, registration Victor Papa Charlie Lima Juliet, here at Bilbao. Lovely day for flying, so without further ado, let's get cracking down to Porto. Okay, ready to go. Engine stabilising. And parking brake released. V1, rotate, through V2, positive rate, gears coming up, there's the terrain shown on the PFD, autopilot's going in, and there is our first turn. Just double check we are climbing at the rate we need to be. Yes, that's fine, we'll just double check that. Sure, our flaps are up now. As we depart Bilbao, climbing initially to 10,000. You may notice some pauses as I'm getting some screen grabs for the YouTube channel here, guys, so please don't worry, there's nothing wrong. Well, there we are, departing Bilbao. We took off on runway 30, we're on an AMTO for Alpha departure today, and then on our way down to Porto in western Portugal, and with an arrival of a Pescu 6 Charlie for the VOR DME runway 35 down at Porto today. Francesco C. Carnero is the name of the airport in Porto. Lovely views here as we depart. Fantastic, look at that. Wonderful scenery. Very nice day for flying too. Just double check, make sure we're going up as we should be doing. There's the PFD now. Tracking AMTOS, sorry, which is our departure, the AMTOS for Alpha, 14 nautical miles inbound. Current time is 21 minutes past 1 PM here in Spain, and we have a nice gentle 14 knot wind just coming off the nose from left to right at 187, with the ground speed now increasing to 378 miles per hour. Just make sure we're climbing. Yeah, coming up to 10,000 feet now through 8,000. Don't know what the speed's doing, and that's gone absolutely nuts. Bear with, guys. Just going to get that into managed speed mode. Bring that speed back. We're going way too fast below 10. If you are first time viewers to the channel, thank you very much indeed for coming along. It's Tim's a Pilot, twitch.tv live from the UK, and this content going up on our YouTube channel, which is Jetstream TV. Just if you're not a member or if you're not subscribed, Jetstream, all one word, TV separate channel. If you just search for that on YouTube, you'll find us straight away. Would appreciate it if you gave us a subscribe and a like, and it's always wonderful to read your comments as well. So thank you very much for coming on board and taking a ride with us today. Let's get them landing lights off. Don't need them anymore now, do we? Bear with. Off, 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 and as we're passing 10,000 we can release the passengers. Bear with me. The engine's kicking in there. There's our turn at Atmos, that's the departure complete. Okay, we'll go up to the cruise today. Flight level 310. Set and running, maintaining 2,500 feet per minute on the climb. Just notice the nose of the aircraft lifting ever so slightly. Just got to keep an eye on that speed, make sure the aircraft's doing what it should be doing. It's in managed mode right now, we're at 320 knots, so that's ideal. Make sure we are climbing. Yeah, 11,000 feet, that's all good, heading in the right direction. It's fine. I'm actually flying out to Porto myself at 5:45 AM tomorrow morning. Myself and a friend, we're just going to go and relax, have 4 days in Portugal, just chilling, enjoying the local wines and trying some of the ports, checking out the vineyards and just having a totally relaxed time with some nice food and some sunshine. It is predicted to rain for a couple of days and we're only there for 4 days, but 2 out of the 4 days the weather does seem to be very favourable, so fingers crossed, we'll have a lovely time. Nice flight with Ryanair down from Liverpool, John Lennon Airport tomorrow. It's just over 2 hours, about two and a half hours down to Porto from Liverpool. And we arrive in Porto at 8:10 local time in the morning. So yeah, very excited, looking forward to a nice couple of days away. Well, you join us here now live on twitch.tv, Tim's the Pilot, and Jetstream TV on YouTube, as we are climbing up to our assigned cruise altitude today of 310. We're in the Airbus A318-100. Mihot Airlines. With the probably the worst badge you've ever seen on any aircraft. Look at that. Terrible, doesn't even match. Not to worry. It's rather a nice view, isn't it? Look at that terrain. Lovely. Mountains down there. Have a screenshot there, why not? Make sure we're climbing as we're supposed to. 17,000 feet now, excellent stuff. And we'll just stick with the view off the nose of the aircraft as we track down to Porto. Yeah, heading direct to Ninos now. 171 nautical miles away at 235 the heading. It's currently 10 to 1 local time and 18 knot wind on the nose at 224 and a ground speed of 403 miles per hour as we pass 19,000 for flight level 310. Just check the main map. That's where we are. On track. That was our departure. Amtos. The Amtos 4 Alpha out of Bilbao. And we're doing well. We are well en route. Ploughing through northern Spain there into Portugal. And this is our arrival, guys. The Pescu 6 Charlie. So the Pessel VOR is the beginning of our arrival. and that tracks us out west. Making a turn just on reaching Espino Airport, and then flying in a northerly direction up the coast. There is the main river. I forget the name of the river in Porto now, but the centre of Porto, the heart of Porto, is all situated around this estuary. We should get some wonderful views of the city on our arrival into Porto today. And let's just check the elevation. It should be around sea level, 188 feet above sea level. Francisco Sacanero is at the Porto Airport, and we're around about 30 minutes away from landing now, I would say, no more than that. So a nice, short, lovely flight with perfect flying conditions here today. Excellent stuff, that's what we like. Nice and chill today, not much waffle really, not really that much to say. We're a very long way to the next waypoint on our track, southwesterly, heading down towards Portugal. Probably about 150 nautical miles inbound to the next waypoint, so we're in a straight line. We're not doing any turns or anything like that. We're just heading up to our flight level of 310 and enjoying the wonderful views that we have around the aircraft in this magnificent part of the world. $27,000 feet now for flight level 310. There we have it, currently doing 270 knots, heading of 235 for 146.5 nautical miles inbound to Ninos now, heading of 235 degrees, currently 10 to 1 local time. Just explaining what the PFD does and the information it's displaying. You can see there with the ground speed of 382 miles per hour, that's reducing slightly as we have a 22 knot wind bang on the nose of the aircraft at 233, so flying into a headwind of 22 knots right now. You can see the auto throttle is selected there, autopilot 1, flight director 1 and 2 selected. Vertical speed you can see there, 2,500 feet per minute, and we are on reaching right now our cruise altitude of 310. We should get the audible tone any minute now as we come up to 310. The nose of the aircraft dipping ever so slightly as we capture 310 here now, which is just coming down to level off next to the yellow line. Should get the audible tone, and you'll notice the speed of the aircraft just starting to increase now that we aren't climbing anymore. Do you get an audible tone in the Airbus? You definitely get one in the Boeing. And there we are in the cruise at flight level 310, ladies and gentlemen. And that is our view off the nose of the aircraft as we head southwest down towards Portugal. So we'll just have a look at the main route map now and figure out roughly where the top of the descent's going to be. We'll just check the FMC very quickly. Let's see what's in the FMC. We couldn't really see it on the ground because the sunlight was streaming through the aircraft windows and was really reflecting badly on the screen. So at Ninos it's saying we need to be at flight level 195, which is 19,500 feet. We are still a considerable distance away from Ninos, so we're going to have to start the descent prior to reaching Ninos. So let's see where we are on the PFD. So Ninos, 119 nautical miles inbound, current time is 10 to 1. Heading at 235 degrees, and that nose wind is, there's 24 knots wind on the nose right now, which is slowing the aircraft ever so slightly. The ground speed at 434 miles per hour. So 116 nautical miles inbound to Ninos. We need to be at 19,500 feet on reaching. So I would say when we're around about 50 nautical miles inbound to Ninos, we can begin a descent down to 19,000, and then that should bring us perfectly in alignment with the FMC. Bringing us in at 19,500 feet on reaching Ninos. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's not going to take us much longer to get 60 nautical miles shaved off that with the current speed of 290 knots. So we'll just keep an eye on the map. We'll turn that terrain off now on the PFD, not required. And there isn't much high ground around the airport at Porto on our way into the airport, so shouldn't need that on anymore. Some light cloud around, nothing to worry about. Visibility is still okay. It does look like it's getting thicker further off in the distance, and another cloud layer as well you can notice just above, so we'll keep our eye on that just to see if there's any issues with any turbulence here in the cruise. Coming up to the half an hour mark of the stream now. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here, twitch.tv with Tim's a Pilot, currently flying from Bilbao in northern Spain down to Porto on the northwestern coast of Portugal. You're with Jetstream TV UK or Jetstream TV channel on YouTube. Thank you so much indeed for your support. As always, it's great to have you on board. Aircraft off to the left hand side of us there. Can't really make out the aircraft itself, but there's the contrail. .83 nautical miles inbound Ninos now. We're going to start the descent very shortly. In fact, we'll get that started now. We'll just bring it down very gently to 19,000 feet. Down at around about 2,000 feet per minute. That should just about get us down there for 19,000, fingers crossed. Let's check the PFD, make sure we are actually descending. Yes we are, that's fine. And minus 2,000 VS is displayed left hand side of the PFD. That's all good. The auto throttle is doing its thing as well. Excellent. So a few little bits of running round I've got to do today. I wouldn't mind going to TK Maxx and buying myself a new cap. It's always a favourite for going on holiday. And I need to pick up some euros from Tesco's before 5 o'clock today. So after this flight I'm going to be jumping in the shower and heading off to pick up some euros. Let's see where that aircraft is there. There he is. Plenty of space between us. There he goes. And disappeared. And we are in the descent now, ladies and gentlemen, down to Porto, just crossing over the Portuguese border. See where we need to be on the PFD. How do you brighten the FMC? Met floodlight. Is that it? not increased the screen at all, has it? Never mind. Decam upper display. Upper display. Either way, 19,500 at Ninos. Babex, we need to be at 12,000 feet. 11,000 at Pessel, which is the arrival. So if we focus on initially Ninos, and then we'll get down to 12,000 feet for Babex. All should be good for the arrival into Porto. See how far we've got to run now. 55 nautical miles, currently at 24,000 feet, so we'll be at 19,000 on reaching. We're coming down a little bit too fast there, so we'll decrease our rate of descent and take that to 1,000 feet now, as we're about 60 nautical miles away from Babex. Sorry, Ninos. Just make sure that's updated on the PFD. It has indeed, minus 1,000 feet per minute. Coming down very gradually, so it's 23,700 feet now, and that's just crawling back to 19,000. So everything is A-OK here on the arrival. Get away with 500 feet per minute, to be honest with you. Let's be at 19,000. Click that, make sure that's in the box. It certainly is. Let's change the ND range on that now. Yeah, there is Ninos and then Babex. So after Ninos we need to descend down to 13,000. Should I say 12? All is good here in the descent, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As you can see, we're coming down to Ninos now, which is the just prior to our arrival at Pessel. We're going to be on the Pescu 6 Charlie arrival today, with the VOR DME arrival onto runway 35 at Porto. So not far at all now. There is Porto, guys. 150, about 130 nautical miles away from our destination. And I think it's probably wise to not coming through 10,000 yet, are we? So we'll leave everybody so they can walk around the cabin. Yeah, we should be at 19,000 feet on reaching Ninos there, that's fine. Just increase our rate of descent to 1,000 feet per minute. Should be absolutely perfect. 40 minutes into the stream. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here again. Twitch.tv, you with Tim's a Pilot, and Jetstream TV on YouTube. About 120 nautical miles away from Porto now. We're in the descent, descending to 19,000 feet, where we need to be on reaching Ninos, which is our next waypoint. We have Babex after that, then we go on to Pescal, which is the arrival into Porto. I'm going to continue that descent ever so slightly now. Let me just see how far away we are. We are 18 nautical miles inbound Ninos. Bring that down now to 13,000. In fact, make it 11,000 because at Pescu we need to be at 11,000. Just double check the FMC. Pesel 11,000 feet, absolutely perfect. That's the beginning of our arrival. So we'll 11,000 feet set, and we'll come down at 1,500 feet per minute. Let's just see how that is initially. Double click that so it is seen, set and running, and in the PFD, which is perfect. Just coming through 19,500 now. We're 10 nautical miles inbound Ninos, so we're pretty much exactly where we need to be under the descent profile. Actually, we'll bring that back to 1,000 feet per minute because we're around about 60 nautical miles away from the arrival. Don't want to bring us down too quickly. There is our right turn at Ninos, heading direct Babex now. As we descend to 11,000 feet on reaching Pescu for the 6 Charlie arrival. There isn't much high ground, but there is some hills down below us there, so we may have to turn the terrain on that as we are in the descent, heading out towards the coast now, so we shouldn't miss any terrain. Shouldn't be any interest at all with elevation. Let's see where we need to be after Pescal. So Pesel is 8 nautical miles inbound Babex. And then we've got our right turn over the towards the Atlantic Ocean. Coming up, we'll just decrease the ND range as we're getting closer now. 40 nautical miles. That gives us a real good idea of how far away we are from each waypoint. Excuse me, guys. I'm really sore throat these last couple of days. Okay, so Pessel is our arrival, the 6 Charlie arrival for the VOR DME at 35, runway 35 down at Porto. We have a number of procedural changes and turns here at, well, it gives you the times here perfectly. At 2 o'clock local time we will be on reaching Papa Romeo 662. We need to be at 7,000 feet on reaching, and then at Akulu we need to be at 4,000. Let's just check the rest of the flight plan. 2,700 by Papa Romeo Tango 110, 10, and yeah, that brings us down PRT4 at 800 feet just before touchdown. So we'll manually hand fly the aircraft, I would say pretty much from Papa Romeo Tango 10 is when we'll disconnect the autopilot, and we will manually hand fly the aircraft and have everything configured for our arrival at that point. But for now we will continue gradually descending down to, I would say, 3,000 feet now, just making sure that we are around about 3,000 feet on reaching PRT 10. So that's our next focus. The aircraft into a descent to 3,000 feet now. Set and running, and we will make at 1,000 feet per minute. Let's just see how we're doing on that descent profile. It's coming down very gradually from 14,000 feet. Absolutely perfect, exactly where we need to be. Wonderful, nothing to worry about. The aircraft's doing everything that it should do. Let's enjoy the views now that we're getting down closer to the ground here over Portugal. Heading out towards the Atlantic Ocean, you can see that off in the distance. Not too far away from the coast now. And we'll get the cabin crew ready. Passenger seat belts are on as we're about to pass through 10,000 feet, so everybody needs to get back into the seats and get prepared for the arrival. We've got our lights on now for landing. No harm in doing that slightly early, just gives us one less job to do on the way in to Porto. Should be landing just on the hour mark now, I would say, around about 60 minutes for the entire flight. And there you can see how close we are now as we've passed Babex, and we need to be at 11,000 feet on reaching Pessel, which is absolutely perfect where we need to be. Quite a lot of aircraft in the area, so we need to keep our eyes on these on our way in. Yeah, making a slight right turn at Pessel, heading out towards the Atlantic coast. And what did I say? We need to be at 3,000 feet on reaching PRT 10, and then we'll manually hand fly the aircraft down to Porto. Francisco Sacanero. 18 nautical miles inbound Pessel, slightly below the profile there. 10,000 feet, we need to be at 11,000 on reaching, so there shouldn't be any issue with that at all. We need to be at 3,000 feet by PR10. PRT10. So all good in the descent. Need to slow the aircraft just a little bit now. Get rid of the auto throttle. Manage the speed ourselves. Bringing that speed back. But we'll leave it on for now. Make sure we are in the managed speed mode. Coming down through that cloud now, the lower levels. Visibility is still quite good. Nice and clear once you do actually get through the clouds, and they aren't too dense as well, which is all good. Just monitoring that high ground ahead of us. We should be okay on the current descent profile. Just check the terrain. Seven nautical miles inbound to Pessel. 8,300 feet descending to 3,000 feet. We can bring our rate of descent back again, I think, there, guys, just a little bit. Pull that back to 800 feet per minute. Beautiful views here over the mountains on our arrival, heading out to the Atlantic Ocean. It's rather a nice shot, isn't it? Have a screenshot of that, thank you. Very nice. It's always nice to have options, guys. Always nice to have options. There's our right turn now. No issues with terrain. Everything's good right now on the descent profile. Screen grab of that as well, why not? Very beautiful scenery here on our arrival into Porto. Twenty nautical miles away from Makulu, just off the Atlantic coast, and then we'll be making our northerly track and then direct down across the city of Porto. The wonderful river that there is there, and we should be able to see the incredible bridges that there are in Porto. and then the landing into Porto itself on the VOR DME of runway 35. See how we're doing on the descent. 5,000 feet for 3,000, all is good. Should be absolutely perfect by the time we get to PRT10, which is where we need to be then to disengage the autopilot and land with a manual landing today. Don't need that terrain on anymore. We'll turn that off, and we'll increase the ND range there so we can see what's happening as we get closer. And we'll put that to 10 as we're getting very close now. There is the Atlantic Ocean ahead of us. We're making a right-hand turn at Kulu very shortly. Right turn at Kulu any second now. There we go. As we track now towards Porto Airport itself. Francisco Say Carnero. Let's get some flaps in now. Flaps 1. Flaps 5. That should slow it down nicely. City of Porto dead ahead. .50 nautical miles, about 35 nautical miles inbound now. Just make sure we are supposed to be where we are supposed to be on the altitude, 3,000 feet. We'll bring that down to 2,000 now. Bring that down at 1,500 feet per minute. Nice. Some wonderful views over the city of Porto now on our way in.
2,500.
2,500 checked. Some kind of football stadium down there. Nice. There's the Atlantic Ocean off to our left hand side, guys, on our approach into Porto. Just on the hour mark now of the stream. Thank you so much indeed for joining us here at twitch.tv with Tim's a Pilot. Currently on an arrival, the Pescu 6 Charlie arrival into Porto in northwestern Portugal, and it's a VOR DME 35 runway 35. There is the main city of Porto directly ahead of us now. Wonderful city. I'm going there myself tomorrow, 6 AM flight. But for the time being, let's concentrate on what we need to do, and that is get the remainder of the flaps in. Gears coming down. Configured and set for landing, guys. Let's focus on what we need to do here now. Autopilot's coming out very shortly. And there is the main city of Porto. There is the bridge off to our right hand side. Let's have a quick look at that. Let's get a quick screen grab of the bridge on the way over Porto city itself. Yes, there is the bridge, the famous bridge of Porto, guys. What a wonderful city it is. And we've screenshotted that, so let's get ready for the arrival. There's the runway.
2,000.
2000C. Autopilot's coming out. Auto throttle disengaged. I have control. Check. Cabin crew seats for landing, thank you. Few minor adjustments here, hardly any wind, it's very smooth, this lovely approach into Porto.
500.
500 checked.
400.
Check. There's an aircraft just off the runway there, he's going to be holding short.
200.
200 checked. Continue, decision is to land.
100.
That's an EasyJet A320. Nice, 100 checked. Continue.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10. Retard. Retard. Retard.
And there we are on the ground at Porto, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for flying Jetstream TV. Get them speed brakes in now, don't need them anymore, and get the flaps up as we slow the aircraft down. the flaps up, vacating when able. Vacate now to the left. Back and across the runway. Don't know why I've come off this way, guys. Not really familiar with Porto Airport, but we should have been over the other side. So we'll just have to cross the runway now. EasyJet will be taking off very shortly. There he goes. You can see him fly by on the left hand side now. There he goes. Cleared to cross 35. Well, we're just going to park up in front of that hangar where the tugs are. That should do us for now. And we'll go with stand S57. And there we are, guys, on stand in Porto. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here at Jetstream TV. It's been a great flight down from Bilbao. Wonderful to have your company. 70 minutes, that will do us for today. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much indeed for coming along. Take care, see you very soon.